Foreign language skills. Intermediate. Module 6. Television and TV programs. 6.1.
What do you think? Is television good or bad? I loved it when I was a kid. My eyes were glued to the TV screen for hours and hours. I watched cartoons and other kids' shows non-stop. It was good at the time, but maybe I should have been outside playing or doing something more useful. There's a lot of rubbish on TV. There are so many programs that you watch just because you're too lazy to do something useful. A lot of people turn on the TV and sit in front of it all day or all night. What a waste of time. I think television programs are getting worse. Reality TV and celebrity chat shows are the worst. The only good things on TV nowadays is the news, live sport and comedy shows, plus an interesting documentary or two.
6.2.
I want to talk about horror films and why I like them and what my favourite types are. When I was young, I watched the classic horror films like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. And my mum told me that when I was about 6, she came downstairs in the middle of the night because there was a noise. And it was me watching The Omen on TV in the dark on my own. So I guess I've always liked horror films. I really like what are called slasher films, the really gory, bloody, violent films like Final Destination and The Hills Have Eyes. I just find them quite funny, and I like the special effects. I don't really find them scary at all. I think the scariest sort of films are the ones that are very tense, like Hitchcock films. I think the scariest one for me is The Birds, because it's just very sinister the way that the birds come and sit and look at the people, and you know that it's going to be really bad very soon. But I think my favourite sort of horror films are zombie movies. I've watched loads of zombie movies and I really like them. Again, I don't really think they're very scary. Dawn of the Dead is my absolute favourite horror film, I think. It's a film where people just wake up one morning and there are zombies everywhere. If a zombie bites you, you turn into a zombie. And the survivors end up in a shopping mall, in a shopping centre, and they're surrounded by zombies. And it does not have a happy ending. There's a British comedy horror film called Shaun of the Dead, which is a bit of a joke on the idea of the dawn of the dead, which is also really great. And the most recent one I watched was a New Zealand film called Black Sheep, which is about zombie sheep. That was pretty funny as well. The most recent horror film I watched was on a plane last time I went back to the UK. It was a Stephen King film, or it was based on a Stephen King book, I think a short story, and it was called The Mist. It was about people who lived in a small town in America, and there was a hurricane, or a typhoon, as we call them here. And after the typhoon, they wanted to go into town to get some supplies to fix up the house. And it started to get misty or foggy. It was quite a strange mist. It didn't look normal. And these people ended up in a hardware store in the town, all trapped together, because there were sort of monsters in the mist, these unrealistic giant creatures that were in the mist that were killing people. There was quite a lot of blood and guts, and people died in horrible ways, which is what I like about horror films. I would recommend it if you like horror films as much as I do.
6.3.
Number 1. Have you seen this movie before? Number 2. When do you want to see the movie? Number 3. Where's the movie playing? Number 4. Have you read any reviews about the movie? Number 5. Do you want any popcorn for the movie? Number 6. Don't forget to turn off your cell phone before the movie starts. Number 7. How did you like the movie? Number 8. How much is a movie ticket for tonight's 9 o'clock showing? Number 9. Is this seat fine? Number 10. How long is the movie?
6.4.
Britain is a creative nation. Art, music, gaming and filmmaking, you'll find it all here. But why is it that Britain has more creative people per head of population than anywhere else in the world? Let's find out. This is the London Film Museum. Here you'll find original costumes and props from some of the world's greatest films. This museum has it all. Iconic monsters, robots, fantasy, and so much more. One of my boyhood heroes, Batman. Jonathan Sands founded and created the museum, and over half of the collection is from his own private archive. Jonathan, I'm a huge fan of movies, so I'm very excited to be here. What's the idea behind the London Film Museum?
The Film Museum primarily promotes the British film industry through a number of mediums, including original artefacts and costumes and sets. A lot of our friends who we've accumulated over the years have donated material to the museum, and it is the only film museum like it in the UK.
And how did it come about?
Well, it came about because originally we ourselves were from the film industry. We owned a prop company, a prop being an artefact and an item that is used on the film, and many of which you'll see here.
Why do you think it is that Britain leads the world when it comes to filmmaking?
I think primarily for two reasons. One, we have fantastic facilities like your Pinewood Sheppertons and soon to be your Leavesdens, and we also have the best and the most creative talent, whether it's in front of camera or behind the camera, really.
From creativity on the small screen to creativity on the big stage, the UK has a thriving theatrical tradition. London's West End is the largest theatrical district in the world. And it's not only happening in London. Great Britain hosts one of the world's largest cultural events. This is the Edinburgh Festival. The festival takes place each year in August and attracts acts and visitors from around the world.
6.5.
Hi, welcome back to Susan's Gardening Show. I'm Susan, and we're ready to take our next caller. We have Mark from Seattle. Are you still there, Mark?
Yeah, but maybe not for long.
So, how can we help you today?
Okay, my wife is really into gardening, and about 5 years ago, she received a beautiful climbing rose bush. I think an Agatha Christie.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
From her mother, who has passed away. And anyway, the rose plant seems to be on its last leg.
Really? Normally, that rose is really quite hardy.
I know.
It's very disease resistant, too.
I know.
So what's the problem?
Well, this situation isn't normal. You see, about a week ago, I was doing some yard work, and I was using some weed killer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, to try to get rid of some terrible weeds, and...
Did you spray the roses?
Well, not exactly. I set the spray container down near the roses while I was trimming a bush, and the container must have gotten knocked over, and the weed killer soaked into the ground near the roses.
How much weed killer are you talking about?
About 6 or 7 quarts.
That's
I think. You know, I mean, when you
That's a lot. How are the roses? What do they look like now?
Oh, dead. Real dead. Dead as a doornail, dead. But my wife hasn't seen them yet.
Really?
Yeah, and
What have you done? Blindfolded her?
Well, I've kept her away from that side of the house where the roses are. But she's bound to see them at some point.
Yeah, you've got a problem.
I mean, is there anything I can do to revive them?
Not unless you're a magician.
Well, can you recommend a quick-growing variety that can take its place?
Mark, I'm sorry. You've made a mistake, a big mistake.
Except that my wife warned me this could happen. Oh, man.
Listen, you made a blunder, a big mistake, a really big mistake. But unless your wife goes on vacation for a couple of years, you're not going to be able to replace the roses that fast.
So, any recommendation? I mean, what do I do?
You need to talk to her.
Are you kidding? You don't know my wife.
Look, you've waited long enough. Don't let the grass grow around your feet. Say something, but be sure to hide the garden shears before you do. Kneel down. Ask for her forgiveness now.
But that's what I did when I killed her prize apple tree last year.
Really?
Oh, man. Oh, she's coming in from outside.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. One final word. Hide the weed killer.
Oh,
Thanks, Mark. That's all the time we have for now. Let's move on to our next caller.
6.6.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Is this Mr. Charles Phillips?
Yes, it is.
Well, Mr. Phillips, this evening I'm calling to offer you a special discount.
No, let me guess. You want to offer me a subscription to the newspaper or a great deal on airfare to Hawaii, right?
Well...
Or you want to offer me an unbelievable bargain on flamenco dance lessons?
No, actually, Mr. Jones.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. That was the last guy.
Oh, great.
We want to offer you a free trial membership to our sports club downtown at the introductory price of $39.95.
$39.95? I thought you said free. Listen, I'm not interested.
Well, it includes unlimited access to all our facilities, including the gym, weight room, racquetball courts, and swimming pool.
Again, I'm not interested. I have my own fitness program I do around the house anyway.
Well, this is a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Nah, like I said, I'll pass this time, and please put me on your don't-call list.
Okay, it'll take between 4 and 6 months before your name will be removed from our database.
Months?
You might be called by another representative during this time.
Oh, great.
Have a nice evening, Mr. Williams.
Oh, man.
6.7.
Number 1. Have you seen this movie before? Number 2. When do you want to see the movie? Number 3. Where's the movie playing? Number 4. Have you read any reviews about the movie? Number 5. Do you want any popcorn for the movie? Number 6. Don't forget to turn off your cell phone before the movie starts. Number 7. How did you like the movie? Number 8. How much is a movie ticket for tonight's 9 o'clock showing? Number 9. Is this seat fine? Number 10. How long is the movie?
6.8.
I can't get through. It's engaged. Shh, it's ringing. Oh, what? I just got cut off. The line just went dead.
She said she put me through, but it's gone silent.
What's going on? Have you taken up telemarketing or something?
You know Annabelle from school? She's on Superstars.
We all have to vote for her.
I just got through, but it's a recorded message.
What does it say?
It says our lines are very busy. Please call back later.
I'll try on my phone. Oh, I've run out of battery.
Here, borrow my charger. You can plug it in over there. But you'll have to wait a minute for it to charge up. Yes! Shh!
Please record your vote after the beep.
Annabelle.
Thank you. Your vote has been counted.
Yeah, cool! Okay, let's carry on. We need more votes from different numbers. I'll call everyone I know and ask them to vote. The lines are closed, Izzy. Put the phones down.
Shh!
And the winner of this week's show is...
What? No,
oh, no,
what's
going on the TV?
What's going on? Kate, you sat on the remote. It's underneath you. Quick!
Switch it on.
It says Annabelle.
Amazing. She did it. She won.
Shh. She's going to sing. I hope they get rid of that confetti. That's not Annabelle. It says Annabelle. Oh, it says her name's Belle E. She's taken on a stage name. So there were 2 Annabelles. Oops.
Guys, what does that say about the cost of a call? How much?
Belle E. Belle E?
Terrible name.
Cup of tea, anyone?
6.9.
So, did you see the final episode last night?
Of course! As if I would miss that.
And?
It was by far the best episode. Definitely.
Yeah, totally. The dragon at the end and all the special effects in that final scene were amazing.
I loved that part. But I still don't think this series was as good as the others.
Really? But you said you wouldn't want to miss it.
I know, but still, it's a lot more predictable than it used to be.
But that's because the story has been told so well that all the characters are reaching their destiny now.
I don't know. Before, anyone could die at any time, so it was exciting. But this series, no key characters died, and we all knew they wouldn't. When Jamie fell in the water after the dragon attacked him, we knew he would make it somehow. And, oh surprise, Bron jumps in and saves him.
They did kill some characters in this series, though. What was that one's name?
Exactly. See? You can't even remember who died.
The only thing I didn't like about this series was that it was shorter than the others. 7 episodes instead of 10. Maybe they spent all their money on that dragon.
Right. I don't understand why they did it, as all the fans would happily watch 10 episodes.
I reckon that now they're not using the story in the books anymore, they don't have as many ideas.
That would explain why they're not being as brave with the story too. It's more like a Hollywood film than a TV show now.
So, is Tyrion still your favorite character?
You know, surprisingly, I think my favorite might be Cersei.
What?
She's so interesting. All the awful things she's done and the way she's just aiming for revenge even though it won't make her happy. She still surprises us because we are expecting her to have a happy ending where she sees her mistakes and becomes a good person. But she never does, no matter what it costs her. She's unpredictable because we just can't believe anyone would be like her.
I guess. You don't have to like a character for them to be your favorite.
6.10
World Television Day. A listening from eslholidaylessons.com. Do you ever stop to think about your television? Well, there is a special day to do this. World Television Day started on November 21, 1998. The United Nations General Assembly decided there should be a day to commemorate one of the most revolutionary inventions ever. This date is when the first World Television Forum was held in 1996. The purpose of this day is to encourage countries to exchange TV programs that focus on peace and culture. The UN hopes to encourage greater international understanding. The UN also believes that making high-quality television shows leads to a well-informed and better educated public. It also hopes to promote freedom, equal rights and democracy. Television is one of the most influential forms of media in history. We grow up with it. Babies learn language from it. It shapes our ideas and is a window on the whole world. Television sets first started appearing in people's homes in the 1930s. There was only one channel back then, and it was in black and white. Today, we have multi-channel TVs that broadcast programs live all over the world. We watch wars, floods, presidential inaugurations, and sports finals as they happen. Not everything about TV is good. Many people blame it for obesity in children, a breakdown in family communication, and an obsession with celebrity. No one knows what the future of television will be. Maybe computers will replace them.